Welcome back to the Sweet Peach blog. Guys, please share this video out. We definitely have to put awareness out there when it comes to bullying of children, regardless of if it is on social media or just in a whole in our lives, everyday lives. We have to put a stop to this bullying, advocate for our children and each other's children as well. You know, there's so many kids out there of many ages that are being bullied, and it affects these kids in very negative ways, whether it's physical, their social, emotional, academics, their mental health issues. You know, a lot of kids can get depression from being bullied, anxiety, increased sadness, loneliness, changes in their sleep, their eating habits, loss of interest in certain things that they enjoy doing, whether it's a hobby that they like to do and all of a sudden they don't want to do it anymore. They're going to school and they're pretty much lashing out. They're getting in fights with other kids. And also keep in mind that when things like this happens and kids are being bullied, it all depends on who they're being bullied by, they can also start lashing out at their siblings, their parents, yelling at their parents and so forth, and things that they never did done before. Truly, a lot of kids are bullied on social media. And as a parent, if you have a platform and you know that your kid is being bullied, you yourself have to definitely address that, put a stop to it. If it continues to happen, then you definitely have to report those people that are definitely bullying your children, because as grown adults should know right from wrong. And if you're a mom or if you're a grandma, I'm sure that you have kids as well. You should know that bullying affects kids in a very negative way. You might think that a child is young and they don't know what's going on at this time, but keep in mind that eventually once they start reading your comments, they're going to know. They're going to see all the hateful, trolling, bullying things that was put out there towards them. And you just shouldn't do it at all, because you wouldn't wish that on your own children. So why go around doing it to somebody else? A lot of these kids out here that end up going to schools and shooting up schools and shooting up other kids, a lot of those kids experience bullying as well. Whether they were being bullied from someone at school or by family members, whoever it is, they experience certain things in their life that cause them to have certain issues and cause them to go out there and do these things. A lot of times kids are bullied and they don't tell their parents. They don't even tell no one. They don't even tell the principal at school, the teacher. They just keep it to themselves, and it's just balled up inside of them. And then one day they just act out because they're upset, they're angry, and they're tired of being bullied. So you, again, as a parent, if you identify these things are happening to your child, you have to speak out. You have to speak out and basically let people know, especially if you see people that are supporting you, following you, that are doing it. You have to address it before it gets too far and gets out of hand, and then you can't control it. Yes, you feel like they're supporting you and you shouldn't say anything about it. But if you don't, then you're not advocating for your child. Truly, you have to advocate for your child. We got to stop the bullying, regardless of if it's happening on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, wherever it is happening. No child out there should be bullied under no circumstances, because these things will affect children as they get older. And especially if it starts at an early age as well, mentally, imagine what that's going to do, the amount of damage that that's going to do to a child at a later age. So we got to do the right thing. And the people that are doing these things as well should really sit down and think about it. How would you feel if these things were being done to your child? How would you feel if somebody was doing that to your child day in and day out, bullying them, calling them names, saying all kind of things about them? You wouldn't feel good as a parent. So what you wouldn't like for your child, you shouldn't do to another or even wish on another. You should be the grown adult and know that these things are not right and just put a stop to it, because there's people out there, moms, grandmas, and I'm sure probably a couple of dads as well, that will be willing to step in, and when they see things like this, report it to whoever they need to report it to, because it is just not right. Mentally, it's not right. to do stuff like that, which could affect a child at a later time. So let's do the right thing. We love God, we love people. We also have to advocate for these children because the children are the future. And the last thing we need is a whole bunch of kids coming up that were bullied that could lash out at a later time, hurt others, or potentially hurt themselves because of what they experience. So let's do the right thing. If you yourself are doing it, you are putting out hateful comments out there towards a child, no matter what age that child is, hateful comments, bullying comments, trolling comments towards that child, calling them out of their name, you got to know that you got to stop doing it. You know, as grown adults, we shouldn't do that to anyone else's child. No one out there deserves that. So you definitely got to do the right thing and put a stop to it before it's too late. Love God, love people. See you in the next one.